Hey guys.
Hi guys.
We're back with another video, and this time this is my family's house, and this house brings back a lot of memories. A lot of memories specifically that we have because we grew up as the POC token in our friend groups, classes, like any point in our lives.
Isn't it token POC?
Yeah.
Today we're gonna have a little mukbang in honor of our other mukbang being deleted for no reason.
Yeah.
With some ethnic food.
Well, is this ethnic? Because this is from Prague. This is giving POC who live in a dominantly white country core. So it's called Colonada.
Wait, show the package.
Isn't this like advertising? Aren't we gonna get killed for that?
We're doing them a favor.
That's true.
The tiramisu ice cream.
Okay, this is not very useful.
It's okay.
Yeah, tiramisu ice cream, which we love.
And then we got frozen.
Franui. Apparently this is Romanian.
Really?
Yeah. We're giving Eastern Europe.
Oh god, no. Not that there's anything wrong with Eastern Europe. The point is, we are going to be talking about our experiences as the token POC, because that's what we've been like growing up. Because we both come from like white areas. Like you went to a white school.
Yeah,
throughout your life.
Yeah.
So did I.
So we're from the Netherlands. High school starts when you're 12. So we went to the same one. We've known each other since then. Locked in. Yeah, before that, in our elementary school, my first elementary school was in White City.
It's fun, boss.
Yeah, genuinely. And that gave me some really interesting experiences.
I went to a primary school in a little village, close, very, very close to where I live. But it was a Catholic primary school. And like we went to church and everything. But I feel like for me, I truly was not aware of the whole concept of racism for a very, very, very big part of my life. Like I remember sometimes things would happen and I felt achy about it, but I didn't know that it was actually like not right of a person to say something like that. So my primary school was extremely white. Like I was literally the only POC.
Wait, I'm gonna start making tiramisu and I'll start sharing like some of my stories.
When you're making tiramisu.
Did I say make? I did not mean that. Oh my god, it's perfectly like sort of melted. Like that was so satisfying.
I have pina colada tea.
Yeah.
Girls made me pina colada tea. I just went out for dinner. So I'm gonna be Bella to be fine.
Oh, we forgot to preface that it's winter. We live in the Netherlands. So that's why we look
Pale.
like we drink blood for a living.
We look like we are POC fishing.
Yeah,
we don't
POC
need to
fishing.
prove that we're POC.
No.
Like we are POC, okay?
Trust me. In a country where the average person looks like this. So I'm ethnically Kurdish. My parents are from Turkey, but ethnically Kurdish. You?
Both my parents are from Suriname. South America. Represented at the Super Bowl. I was so excited.
Mi gente Latino.
Mi gente Latino. No, we're not Latin America. But we are South America. Like we both still have families. Family in
Thank God
we
do.
have family in the places that
we live.
we're from. Ethnically, we're from.
Yeah, true, we do.
Is what I was meant to say.
Maybe the family is of friends we made along the way.
Literally. Okay, now you do your story. You do your story.
We were 4. We were playing, because mind you, elementary school starts when you're 4. And we were outside sitting on the sand box. And she did this. And she was like, "Why are you so dark?"
Like
And I was like, I don't know. And then she was like, "Weird." And I was like, okay. And then another time I was hanging out with a friend 4 years later, a different friend. And then she told me like, "Yeah, when I first saw you, I thought you were kind of scary and I didn't want to talk to you because you had darker skin. But now, like, I learned that that's wrong and now I do want to talk to you."
Oh my god. Also, we both used to be much, much darker when we were younger. And I don't know what the hell this is, but apparently this happens to a lot of
people.
POCs. POC, sorry.
I also had significantly more hair.
Oh my god. Oh my god, you unlocked something in me. This is what I mean. Like, I wasn't so aware, I think. I've always played field hockey, and that's a very white sport. I played in different teams growing up, and then later I got like my team where I ended up playing a lot more years with. But before that, I was in a team that was like it was all mean girls. They were like not nice.
Really?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And like they would make fun.
Wait, how older were you?
I was like 8 or 9. Because it was like right when I started. They would like make fun of my mustache and like ask like, why do I have a mustache? And
oh my god.
I always wore leggings underneath my hockey skirt. And I did that until like a year ago or 2 years ago, like really recently, because it was so like, even when it was piping hot outside, I was wearing that pair of leggings under my, even though like I've been shaving my legs since a really long time. Not that anybody has to, but to me it was a big insecurity of mine as a POC.
Because this is another sorry.
No,
I just have to say that a lot of people say like, oh yeah, women shouldn't feel the pressure to shave their legs. We were not women when we started feeling pressure to shave our legs. We were kids, but we were just people of color.
Literally.
And that literally adds such a new layer, because I was way hairier than any of the guys in my class. I dare white women to go first with like stopping to shave and stuff, because I cannot start that wave. But okay, continue.
It was so ingrained in my mind that even years and years and years after I started shaving my legs, I was still wearing those fucking leggings. So I guess that's racism. But again, like I just didn't clock it at the time.
For me, I was also made fun of a lot for my mustache and my like record-breaking unibrow. Yeah. And mind you, they were acting like I had no clue that I had those features. They were like, you have a mustache. And I would be like, well, yes. Like,
what do you want a 7-year-old kid to do about
genuinely,
that?
like, do you want me to shave it? Does my mustache offend you? Are you upset at the fact that you think I look ugly? Like, what is the problem here? The big shift was when I switched primary schools. I was 10 years old when this happened, and it was like 2 weeks after the year started. In this period of time, there were a lot of refugees coming to the Netherlands from Syria, if I remember correctly. It was 2015. So I enter my new class. The guy in front of me turns around and he says, "Oh, are you a refugee?" Not that there's anything wrong with being a refugee. I think that makes you
better than everyone.
Great. Literally, it makes you better than everyone, actually. Kind of an interesting way to ask someone.
What about, hi,
and then, yeah.
Hello,
but
my name is...
There was another guy in that class. So another guy was like, "Oh, are you a terrorist?" And that was after finding out that I was Muslim. I didn't hear it at first. And then, like, a French guy who was also in that class, he was like, "Huh? What did you say?" And he was like, "Oh, no, nothing." And I was like, "What did he say?" And he was like, "He just asked if you're a terrorist." I was like,
what a G, though, that French guy.
Yeah, I told my teacher about it, and she made him write an apology letter.
That's so good.
He didn't write it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you know that there was a school, like, around the corner from me, like, 2 minutes, I'm not joking, that was, like, full of POC? And my parents purposefully chose to not send me there.
Wow.
But I'm very grateful, because I would have gotten eaten alive in that school. They would have ate me alive, and that's not me being racist. I went to that school because I went to extracurricular tutoring, not because I was stupid, but because my parents are stereotypical brown parents. But it was fine. Like, I didn't hate it. But the kids there were brutal. They bullied the teacher. Like, they had audacity. Yeah. Like, these kids had audacity. And the ones that weren't taking the tutoring that I was taking, they just went to that school. They would just be there after school hanging out, being literally insane. Like, they would just do insane things. Oh, this is filled to the brim. Is it always?
I don't know.
I feel like it's not always.
They're also kind of small.
Okay, size doesn't matter.
In my second primary school, the one where people were treating me a bit weird, there was also a girl, and she was 1 grade above me. And then there was this special thing that people could go to if they were extra smart. Okay. And then, like, it was people from all grades would just gather, and then the teacher would give us extra assignments. And one girl in that grade above me was extremely, like, rude.
You're so rude.
And it didn't even bother me, because I been there, done that, you know, like, it didn't even faze me. But it was genuinely for no reason, and she had to be racist. Like, I can't think.
That's also my thing. Like, I was also bullied in primary school. I was bullied in that fucking hockey team. And I was bullied at swimming class. Like, I don't know what the hell.
Swimming class.
That's what canon, I think. Why are you so aggressive with it? I don't know if I'm justified. I know some cases it was racism, and probably a lot of cases it was, but it wasn't like super blatant. Except maybe like a couple of times somebody said that I was the color of poop.
What? No, pause. No, pause.
And I laugh about it now, but that shit stuck with me.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's actually insane.
He was a boy. He was a grade above me.
It's always the psychopaths that are a grade above you. What the fuck?
This is deep to me. Like, the whole white girls using self-tan. Like, y'all can do whatever you want, but it's fucking insane and crazy and diabolical that it's pretty on them and ugly on me.
That's actually insane.
Why? Why is that?
Let's unpack that. Oh, but I want to share one more experience from my first primary school. That was actually really cute. Like, it was maybe reverse racism, I don't know. Cultural appreciation. So I had curly hair. There was this one girl who was like, oh my god, how do you get your hair like that? And I was like what? And then she was like, the curls, how do you make your hair curly? I usually had this hairstyle of like 2 ponytails and half up. And then I was like, yeah, my mom makes these. And then she wets them and she does this. Defining finger coiling. That girl was like, oh my god, okay. And then she started doing this to her hair. She was like, it's not working. And I was like, oh, I don't know why. But anyways, the girl in the grade above me. So she was just randomly so rude to me and just very diabolical. And it was kind of a mix of racism and fat phobia, because obviously intersectionality, you have both of them. And then every time she was in my vicinity, she would just make a rude comment about something about me, but not to me. Like, she would say to her friend, I was wearing shoes, Puma shoes. And then,
this one.
Yeah, this one she knows. And then randomly she saw me and she turned to her friend and she was like, yeah, I want to buy new shoes, but I don't know which brand. And then her friend was like, what about this brand? What about that brand? And then she was like, yeah, I don't know. You know what brand I hate? The brand that she always wears, Puma. I hate that brand. That's so ugly and cheap.
Oh. Okay.
Also,
okay, because we were wondering.
Yeah. Also, I just want to say, I had 1 pair of Puma shoes. I had multiple shoes.
Girl, it don't matter though.
Like that was not the point. She just wanted to say something.
I think us both, being bullied as the token POC, I think it's just, that's how bullying works. It's easy to single someone out when they look a little bit different. And of course, we definitely did look a little bit different.
Cherry on top was when I joined the smart team thing. And she was like, her?
But I think maybe one that's like positive, like the curly hair girl, is so every year in the Netherlands, there's like this holiday where everyone dresses up, and it's not Halloween.
We culturally appropriate Carnival and we dress up as something else.
Yeah. And one year I dressed up as, like, I just put traditional clothes on and I won that year. There was no context to this. I'm trying to come up with some, there's none. We were just in class and there was this girl. We were in a class of like 7 or 8. So it's like not like everyone was friends. Because it was like a village school, And she just turned to me and she goes, oh, do you do Ramadan? Her sister.
He's her sister.
I used to play field hockey with this girl, this Ramadan girl that I just mentioned. We carpooled all the time. It was like us and then 2 other girls as well. And one time we were driving back from practice and it was already dark outside because it was pretty late. And her little sister was also in the car. She was in the front seat because she was sitting there before we got into the car to leave. And she goes to her mom who was driving. She's like, is Priya also in this car? And her mom goes, yes.
Is Priya also in
And then
this
she goes,
car?
oh, right, because I can't really see her because it's dark outside. And it blends.
It blends in, it's crazy.
And her poor mother, I feel so bad for her.
Her mother felt so
horrified. She's like, I'm sorry. But again, I was young, so I didn't realize how horrible this statement was.
Yeah.
So I was like, girl, like you're good, like it's fine. But now that I look back on it, I'm like, whoa.
That's a crazy thing
Are
to
you
say.
okay? Like, how can you say that?
Also, wait, I want to say something about us looking darker when we were younger. I think it might have been, like, part of it was definitely our mustaches and our
Hair.
Yeah, hair and eyebrows. Because I remember first time I shaved my legs, I was shocked. Like, I literally discovered a new color. I have no clue I was this color. My hair, imagine a man's legs. Those were my legs.
No, but I don't think for me it really wasn't, because the only thing I shaved was like my mustache, and my eyebrows were never that like
Yeah, your eyebrows were never
that
so crazy.
prominent. Oh, I hated swimming. I was so scared because that bitch literally bullied the shit out of me. Because she was so much older than me. She was so much older than me. She was
What
like
was she
a
doing,
fucking
bro?
teenager. And
What
I
was she
was
doing?
literally three apples tall. Like, why are you picking on tiny girl?
Because it's easy.
I know, but like, I don't know it. Like, I don't know what she was doing, but I remember being so scared of her. And she would just make mean faces. And like, I don't know. I don't really remember it, right? But I just know that I would cry a lot about it.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
For me, again, it was never direct for swimming. It was always like, oh my god, I'm paired up with her. Like, to their friends. And that's when I would discover that they had something against me.
They all did.
But then for swimming, I genuinely don't know if it was racism or fat phobia. Probably a mix of both. But yeah. Anyways, our high school. So again, high school starts when we are 12. And in high school, it was not just the students.
This is where our experiences unite.
Yeah.
Anyways, the first banger is us being constantly mistaken for the other. We went to high school for 6 years. It depends on what level you do in the Netherlands. What we did was 6 years. And from your third year, you pick different like subjects kind of, and we picked kind of the opposite. So we didn't have a lot of classes together anymore. So the issue kind of stopped. I also like to think we looked a little different because we got a little older.
Yeah.
But even then, like, even when we were 12, we did not look alike.
Look alike.
But constantly teachers would confuse us for the other. It was also because we were sitting together a lot. But
In the first year, we sat together almost every class.
and people on God could not tell the difference.
Yeah, but in our second year, we started to sit in different places as well. People still would confuse us.
give a shit.
I could be sitting front row. She could be sitting in the back,
It
back
doesn't
corner.
matter.
They would still call her my name. And mind you, even if you are like POC blind, okay, even if you are colorblind, the hair,
The hair, bro.
the hair, the body type, the voices, like literally everything.
No, but it's like not the same. Like our drama teacher was, I think, maybe one of the worst. Like she always, because she would say like we would walk in and she would say everybody's name. She'd be like, hi, because she wanted to be quirky or something. And she would say the wrong thing.
I don't remember that.
Do you remember when it was my birthday? And was it history class?
Yeah, history. Second
I loved
grade.
it, but I don't want any slander for this guy.
I think this guy is overrated.
But when we did our final project, he surveilled us, and he was really nice about it and really helpful.
I'm
and
not
I think
part
he's
of
really,
this, by the way. Okay.
we had history from him in like,
Second year.
oh.
Yeah.
And he always gave the birthday person a little gift, like a little book.
Chocolate. Oh.
It was a comic book.
Oh. He never gave me one. My
Maybe-
birthday's before hers.
Yeah, but I think maybe we didn't have history that day.
Oh.
You-
Not me trying to
You're trying
cancel
to.
him.
No, but I remember she was sitting like in the left front corner of the classroom, and I was sitting in like the middle row, a little bit in the back. And I saw him go up to her with the comic book, and I was like, oh my god, this bitch is gonna say the wrong thing. You say what he
Yeah.
said.
He was in front of me. He was smiling like this. He was like, and I was like,
cheesing.
and I was so confused. And he was like, "Happy birthday, Priya." And I took his hand, and I was like, "Thank you so much, but I'm not Priya." And he started getting so red, like he was burning.
You got
up.
front row seats to this. I don't like. I only have her story to go with. And then but then straight after he came to me and he was like, "Happy birthday," and I was like, "Thanks so much, King." I just pretended I didn't see anything because
And our French teacher, she was also really weird. This was when we were older.
I don't remember her being racist.
Oh, girl, she would call me.
Oh, I remember.
She would call me a name of a girl who wasn't even in our
I don't
grade.
know who she is. I never.
So
I don't know her.
The similarity between us
Is the curly hair.
No, she didn't have curly
Oh.
hair, but she had glasses. I also had glasses. Hers were black and round. Mine were
Like sextagon.
yeah, and like rose gold, like no rim glasses, you know.
Rimless.
Mm-hmm. We were both POC. And then she would just constantly call me her name. This went on for 3 years. 3 years she was our teacher. Kept
She
calling
was
me
our
her name.
mentor 6 year.
Mm-hmm. She was still calling me by her name. And her by my name. They were like, yeah, I was walking with the teacher and she was just calling your name. And then she was getting upset that you didn't reply, but it wasn't you. It was actually...
I think I heard the story.
Like, what the fuck?
Wow. Shout out to her. Do you remember that math teacher? What he said? And this was second year then also?
First year.
First. Oh, you Jesus Christ.
We were 12,
Mind
keep
you,
in
we were
mind.
12. I was just minding my business, doing my work. We were sitting next to each other, I think.
Yeah, we were.
This guy, this teacher, he comes up. He like crouches down, starts talking. He asks, "Are you adopted?" I say, "No, I'm not." Mind you, I have a POC name. Like, I feel like most people who are adopted have a wider name than I do, but okay. I said, "No, I'm not." This man proceeds to talk about this student he had that, like, I don't know her. She didn't even go to that school anymore. She's from Indonesia.
Yeah, she was like, no. He was like, oh, because I know this one beautiful, very sweet, very smart Indonesian girl. And she was also adopted. And he said also adopted. I clearly remember this.
You know this better than I do because I don't.
Because I was a witness and you were just shocked.
And this, again, is one of the instances where I didn't clock that this was written.
And then when he asked if she was adopted, I started laughing. Because I was shocked. I was literally... And I started laughing. He was looking at me like... like, this is a serious matter. Don't laugh.
Because
I was like...
she's adopted.
Yeah, what if you were like that?
Like, you wouldn't know, bro.
Yeah,
like,
I would have laughed for nothing. But I knew he was asking that because he was racist.
Like, and she then, like, enlightened me afterwards that this is actually racist. It's not okay. But, like, girl, what? To say, like, me saying no, and then you talk about a girl from Indonesia who is also a, like, girl, what?
You know what I always think is a really interesting experience? I've experienced this with multiple teachers, even, like, from elementary school to high school, history teachers. They would be, like, talking about Islam, and the one time it was mentioned in the book, and then they would be like, Islam is a religion where... They would literally say one sentence and look at me as if I was their, like, verifier.
You're talking on behalf of Islam.
And I would be looking back like...
Girl, why are you asking me?
Like, you're the teacher. Like, I'm not here to teach.
I think this was third year because this was during COVID times. During...
Sociology.
And he was playing this, like, 7-minute clip, like, audio it was on a radio show. We have a radio show, by the way. But this was a radio show that was really racist, and they were saying really, really mean racist things about my race. Suriname used to be a colony of the Netherlands, so there's a lot of people like me here, a lot of people of Surinamese descent. And so there was also a lot of racism towards these people in the Netherlands, especially back in the day, but still, of course. He played the whole thing, and I was the only one there, and I remember everyone was fucking looking at me. Even he was, and he was playing it to make us understand that this was still okay in fucking 2017 or 2011 or something. He was like, this was still okay to be on the radio in that year, but it was so mean. And I like was, I am not one to cry, but I was like this close, and I was sitting there like this. And like, I understand that you're trying to prove a point, but why not play like 30 seconds or a minute even? Why play the whole clip? It was so mortifying. But I think most of our teachers, and I think even a lot of people today that are low-key racist, they're just very, very ignorant.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of these people, even that fucking teacher who asked me if I was adopted, I think they don't mean any harm with it, but I just think
I have a story that I just unlocked.
I'm scared.
So I used to have this friend that I was really close friends with, but
Who?
Anyways, we were once talking about love or something. We were 13 or 14.
I already know.
And she was like, okay, what type of wedding would you want? Like, what type of theme? And I was like, I mean, I would want a cultural wedding. I would want a Kurdish wedding. And she was like, but aren't you gonna marry a Dutch guy? And I was like, maybe. And then she was like, but then it would be so weird to do a Kurdish wedding.
What an odd thing to say. What an odd thing to say. Like, are you slow?
And that's so funny to
Ew.
me because wouldn't it be weird for me to do a Dutch wedding and to go to church or whatever and then
Literally
get my marriage legitimized
it's the
there?
same thing, bro. Ew.
But okay, we were 13. I'll cut her some slack.
No, I won't. Oh yeah, I also just wanted to talk about Loki being forced to be the spokesperson as a POC, if you're the token POC. If there was any discussion about race, whether that would be my race or any other minority, I would be the spokesperson for that whole race. Like, I don't
Give
mind
my
it
opinion.
sometimes, but I don't always want to be the designated spokesperson. And the funny thing is, they would ask if, you know, people are racist and if racism still exists, and then I would honestly say yes. And then it would be like, no, we're not. No, there isn't. No, there isn't. There isn't anymore. Or sometimes, like, we had this one teacher, she would genuinely grade us lower.
Yeah, no, I was in that class. It was our
Really?
final year.
Oh my God. Yes, it was. And then we had to beef with white girls.
Who did not believe that that was the case.
It was blatant racism because I would look at my feedback and it would only say, good job. And then she would give me a 4 out of 10. We both didn't fail.
No,
classes.
never.
Never.
I
ever.
feel economics.
Oh.
But that was the only thing. Usually when we did Dutch assignments, it would be really
Yeah, she was a Dutch
above
teacher.
average.
And she, like, there was no, like, she was crazy, bro.
She was so racist. Oh, she was also racist to my brother.
Oh
My brother has a really funny one, actually. So, okay, I have to tell this because this is just amazing.
It is Mental Health Awareness Month. Like myself included, I struggle with anxiety.
Amazing.
And
So we have this one Latin teacher and he was a bit unique.
Oh my God, I wanted to talk about him too.
He's white. He's a big Kendrick Lamar fan.
He's obsessed, he's low-key obsessed with, like, Black culture.
Yeah, and he also says the N-word. And then he's like, yeah, but guys, I can't say it because I understand the weight behind it. Those are my brothers. He literally said, those are my brothers.
Baby, that's my brother. Like, I know Dada, and he would never do something like that.
My brother never had any class from him. And my brother was talking to me about my exams. And he had long hair at the time. The teacher came by, he stopped, he started talking to my friend,
Oh my God, I already
me
know.
and my brother were also talking to. He turned to my brother and he said something like, hey, Jesus, or like, oh, Jesus, or like something. But he said Jesus in the sense of like actually Jesus Christ, like, oh, this is Jesus Christ.
I remember this.
And the funniest part is that it's partly racist because how dare you? Partly it's biblically accurate because Jesus was from the Middle East. Like, he wasn't white.
Oh my God, yes.
So it's actually biblically accurate Jesus,
Period.
I guess.
But it's so weird. I feel like in the sciences, people were a little bit more, I don't know.
Racist? Less racist?
Yeah, I mean, usually they didn't bring that up because there was literally no need,
reason.
because why would you?
Mm-hmm.
But if they did, it was like, again, like always like having to be the fucking spokesperson. For example, the Black Lives Matter movement, people were talking about that. And then I would have to advocate for, which in this case was Black people. Mind you, I am not Black.
No.
Like, why am I advocating for this?
And then you would probably say something like, yeah, Black people do deserve rights. Like, yeah, their lives do matter. And then people would probably be like, no, like, all lives matter.
I feel like the science teachers were, they heard me out. Like, I feel like they liked me, so they would take me seriously.
That's good.
But just the people I had class with were just the issue. Like, they did not give a fuck. And but they truly believed that they were they were all right and they were good and not racist, and that racism is very rare.
I want to talk about philosophy for a short moment because
Philosophy is a sore subject for me.
my philosophy teacher was a little bit insane. So we had like an introduction to basic philosophy in high school. If you chose it.
Yeah.
My teacher was kind of odd, and he would teach us about literally every fucking philosopher under the sun as long as they were white. And anytime someone's skin color was darker than the wall behind me, he would just not consider them a philosopher. And we had a state mandated period of time where we had to like have a certain amount of Eastern philosophy. Eastern as in non-Western. Like literally every fucking religion, every fucking philosopher who was not Western was thrown under the same umbrella of Eastern philosophy. The number one thing he always used to say was that Eastern philosophy is not real philosophy because it is not about the essence of things. Mind you, philosophy is not about the essence of things. That is ontology. That is one branch of philosophy. One of the questions of our test was, why is Eastern philosophy not real philosophy? And he'd be like, yeah, because how can you consider this a philosophy? Like, it's just something about how you should live your life, like how you should behave on a day-to-day basis, how you should treat things.
Oh, you mean philosophy?
Next class, like next block, he would teach us about Stoicism, which is literally a lifestyle. That is literally a mindset.
Should we say some like notable mentions from uni, since we are still currently in uni? My study is like pretty white, yours is too.
Same, yeah.
But we both now study in big cities where there's a lot of diversity around us, and even both our unis. There's not a lot of brown people in my studies, but I've had classes with other brown people, then it's like me and like one other girl, for example, or a guy, but I don't really get confused with a guy, thank God. But
that's nice.
It would be like roll call, and then someone would be absent, and it would be like the other brown girl, and then they would think I'm absent, and then I would have to say like, no, I'm here, but she's like not here, because then they got an email from the other girl saying like, hey, I'm not gonna be here, and then they get to my name and listen like, oh, she said she's not gonna be here. But like, yes, I am, because I'm not the one who sent that email, so I'm still here.
Funny.
And it's like, it's a consistent thing. I had to say my name to a teacher. Mind you, I had a whole presentation before this. He asked me afterwards. He's acting like he's so interested in me, like he's so engaged, whatever. Then later he's like, all right, what's your name again? And then I say my name, and then he's like, oh, so you're not blank. And then blank is the one other POC girl who we have in the class. Like, no, is that the name I said?
And mind you, their names aren't even similar.
And we don't look, I promise you, we do not look alike.
But imagine you guys were twins. Imagine you were twins and you say to the teacher, I'm Priya, and your teacher is like, are you sure you're not? Like, what do you mean?
I think I know what my name is, but thank you so much for confirming it. And it was also just low-key humiliating for him, because why would you ask me this? Because we have to send in our like PowerPoint with our names on it, so there's no need for you to put yourself through this. And then I have one more, like the cherry on top, which you already know what I'm about to say. I was in class and I was filling in something on my laptop, doing whatever, and I had to find my like service number that's like on your passport, and it's also on your driver's license. So I pulled up my driver's license. Mind you, I hate this photo of me on my driver's license, so I was kind of holding it close like this. Like, I'm not showing that to anyone because I don't like that photo. My friend was sitting next to me. He turns to me and he goes, oh my God, Priya, you kind of look like a terrorist in that. I turned to him and I'm like, bro, you cannot say that.
Yeah.
You can't say that to people. Like, that's racist.
Genuinely.
Because he said it with such, because he was like, oh my God, you look like a terrorist in that. Like, bro, you cannot. I told him, I was like, you can't say that because that's racist.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, I didn't mean it like that.
How else?
And I said, it's
else?
like, I understand, but it's inherently a racist thing to say. So you might not be fully aware, but that's why I'm telling you now, like, it is a racist thing to say. And I don't know if he fully understood what I was saying, but either way, he did feel sorry, and I don't think he'll do it again. So it's okay.
No, I sure hope he won't. But
no, I have faith.
Okay, yeah. No,
it's an honest mistake.
Everybody makes mistakes. I also want to talk about how comfortable teachers feel, like how teachers feel neutral in every situation and they never let it escalate too much because they don't want to get in trouble. But the neutral in question is literally allowing the white people to say that they don't believe POC should have the right to live in this country. They don't believe that migrants should have the right to housing or jobs. They don't believe this, they don't believe that. They don't believe that blackface is a racist thing to do. But God forbid that as a POC you think that's too far. Like, if you say that's too far, you're actually a radical person, you're a bit irrational, you are overly emotional. You made it an unsafe space for the white people.
And if you start this discussion, it's gonna be like, okay, guys, everyone can think what they want to think, and everyone is entitled to their own opinion. And then the white people will say, y'all are illegal, and you should leave and go back.
Yeah. And mind you, like, I never started this discussion.
I don't even want to participate.
I was always the last one to add something to it. Like, the white boy would have said, like, oh, I believe every POC should die. And then I would have said, I think that's wrong. And then the teacher would be like, okay, guys, everyone is entitled to their own.
Yeah.
Okay, let's stop here. It's escalating now. Both in high school and in university, I've experienced this. And let me just say that I study something in university where teachers should be a bit more aware about social issues.
I remember in high school, we had to do a debate. You already know who you were going to react to, but you didn't know what exactly they were going to say. This white girl, she was talking and she said it was about like migrant workers. I remember this. And she was just saying like something stupid, like they should leave, they're not valid to be here or something, like something really stupid. And the thing is, you know that I'm gonna speak after you. They should all go back, and like it was not nuanced at all. And then I said to her, I was like, what you're saying makes no sense, because they add to our society. Like, they do work for the Dutch society. They work jobs in this country that keep this country running.
If you kick every Latino out of this country, then who is going to be cleaning your toilet, Donald Trump?
Oh, that's no.
In the sense that, you know what I mean? Like,
so having them all go back, first of all, is unfair, because they are just as entitled to be here as you and I. A lot of people in this country are POC, or they came here, or their parents are POC, or whatever. Like
25% actually.
I love that you had that in your back pocket.
Yeah, because I did my final paper on this.
Oh, really?
In high school.
And then obviously I said that, and she did nod. Like, I think she kind of knew that she said something stupid, but okay.
No, but I just, not to defend racism, but I remember that debate, and I remember that you couldn't pick the side you were on.
But she did not have to talk about race. But I don't remember what the topic was. Yeah. Was it migrant workers?
Yeah, migrants. Like, migrants in general, because I had to be anti-migrant. And I remember just standing in front of the class and being like, yeah, I'm actually anti-migrant.
I don't think we were in the same class.
No, we were not in the same class. And I was like, yeah, they are literally, it's just not a smart decision for our economy, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, I don't agree with that.
But I understand that, but I remember what she said. At least I clearly don't, but like I remember she's just said things that you couldn't just pull facts out of your ass.
Yeah.
You had to say shit that was valid. Like, obviously you can't win a debate with fake arguments that are based on nothing. It doesn't work like that. Yeah. And her shit was based on nothing.
I heard multiple people in our high school be like, yeah, oh my god, when I was young, I was so racist, and I was like, so
as
scared
if it was like a funny
people of color,
funny quirk.
And then they'd be like, but I didn't know better, you know? Obviously, kids are innocent. Obviously, kids can be ignorant. But the people who are being discriminated against are also kids.
Yeah, and I don't think this is valid. I don't think it's valid. You didn't know better. You didn't assume that this other person who may look a tiny bit different from you is also a person just like you.
Not saying that everyone who did this is a bad person. I just don't think you should be speaking about it with such neutrality.
I think you should be embarrassed and ashamed, and I think this should be information that people could not waterboard out of you.
And I also think that this shows the importance of representation. That means people are going to see people of color. They're going to get used to the idea
of them existing.
And get used to the idea of them also just being people just like you and deserving of all the human rights that you also have.
These are the complexities of growing up as the token POC.
Yeah.
In a predominantly white environment.
Yeah.
So we hope this was kind of relatable, because I'm sure there's people
who relate to this, and if it's not
even in the Netherlands only, like anywhere, literally.
Even if it's not relatable, I hope it was a learning experience, and I hope that every white person that watched this had some flashbacks about earlier in their life, and they were like, oh shit, I've done this, or oh shit, I didn't believe my friend when they said this, but that must have actually happened. Because yes, it did actually happen. Trust
And
me.
you should have believed.
Yeah, you should have believed them. And I'm glad that this is your realization.
Better late than never, right?
Exactly.
So thanks for watching.
We upload videos bi-weekly every Friday on After Hours TV. We also upload podcast episodes bi-weekly other Fridays on After Hours FM. We also have a radio show. We have Instagram, Twitter,
We have it all.
TikTok. It's After Hours FM with a 0 instead of an O. All of our information is in the description because I know that nobody understood that. And we will see you soon. Bye.
Bye.